Good morning, cool cats and kittens. Today I'm going to go through 2018 question 4 of SAT 2. This is a fairly common question that students can find quite challenging. So this is the calc free. And it talks about inverses. So what we need to remember for inverses is an inverse of f is denoted by f to the minus 1. So that's not the same as 1 on f, it is a particular inverse function. Thanks for the lights there, Ken. So whenever we want to get an inverse, we swap x and y. Inverse, swap x and y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a similar example to the one in 2018 4a. I'm going to make my function from 3 to infinity. So this is our domain, this is always r, and f of x is going to be y minus 3 squared plus 1. So the first thing I'm going to think about is, what does this parabola look like? Well, it's got a turning point at 3, 1, and it's upright. So it looks like that. So if I want to find an inverse, to get an inverse, the function must be 1 to 1. Now, if it's, how do we find out if it's 1 to 1? We do the horizontal line test. So remember we talked about 1 to 1? That looks a bit like a 1 to 1. It also looks a bit like an H. So we do a horizontal line test, and we see here this function is not 1 to 1, because that line goes through twice. So what we need to do is to restrict the domain. So here, it said that the domain is 3 to infinity. Actually, sorry, I made an error. I meant to make that an A, just like your question. So what would I have to restrict A to? Well, it could either be this one, 3 to infinity, or if it was the negative side, it could be negative 3 to infinity. But to match it up with our domain in the question, which goes to infinity, it would have to be this one. In your question, it talks about negative a to infinity. So in this case, the value of a would be 3. So if you have a good look at the solutions in 2018 question 4, I think that might make a lot more sense to you now, once I've had a bit of revision on what a 1 to 1 function is.